Hello guys, welcome to our new lecture. So today we are going to study about variables in Python. So what are variables? Variables are basically the place where we store our values. In any programming language, we have to cover the basics, and in cover basics, we have to study about the variables. Variable concept is used in all the programming languages. So today we are going to study in depth about variables in Python. So let's take here a simple code snippet like we are using 1 plus 2 and we plus shift plus enter, then our cell will run, a new cell will be created. So you can see that our output is coming 3. So how this output is coming? Because this 1 and this 2 are already stored in the system, in our operating system, because the value is getting assigned to them. Now we can see that it Python supports scripting language. Scripting, what mean by scripting language? Like we don't have to follow any structure or any OOP concept to uh, print our output. Like Python supports both scripting as well as OOP concept. So there is a lot of flexibility in Python programming. So here we are going to say a is equal to 10. So here we are assigning a is equal to 10. Like in our memory, a is getting stored with the value of 10. So if we draw here, like this is our memory, and inside our memory we are, this is our memory, and inside our memory we are allocating some space here. And our space is here 10. So what does this contain? Like here the value of a is getting assigned. So a, here a gets the reference of 10. Like if we have to call a, then it will automatically, if we call it will automatically call 10 for it. If we now run our program here, so let me just run this program, shift plus enter, it will create a new cell. And if I call a now, then if I run enter, then I am getting the value of the a. So value of a is here 10. So it is not necessary that we can use only alphabets like a b c, we can use any name. Let me use another variable here like name, and if I store a string here, or let me just move with integer here. So if I run it, now name is getting assigned the value 10 in it. So now name stores 10 inside it. Now if I run it, then it will be name. So now you can see that we are getting 10 as our result. So here we are basically saying that when name of the variable can be of any type, you can decide it. But it is not necessary that you have just to use single variable, you can use any name. And it is not also that you can assign any name here, because we have to follow some industry standards which we use in our programming language, so that the other person who is reading our code could easily understand that why the name of this variable is this and what type of value will it store. Basically with the name of the variable we will get to know that what type of value does it store. So here we are seeing that we had assigned the values for the variables, like here we had assigned 10, here we also had assigned 10. But how does Python know that the value inside it is an integer? Like here if you pass, here it will, how did it get know that this is a number or this is an integer? So basically Python is a self-typed language, like it will automatically know that what type of data we are inserting in the variable. But in other programming languages, where in C++ or Java, we have to basically define the data type of our variable, like what type of data our variable will store. So we want to know that how does the Python get to know about the type of our value inside our variable. So there is already a function, inbuilt function in Python, name type, and inside the type we have to just pass the name of the variable, and it will tell us that what type of value does it store. So it types an, so it stores an integer type value inside. So let's take here another variable like b is equal to 2.55. Now if we run it, our code executes successfully, and b value is now 2.55. So if we now get the type of b, like what is the type of this variable, so if we run it, shift plus enter in our cell, so we are getting float here. So basically float is a number which has variables after the point, numbers after the point, like decimal after the point. So this is our type of float, like here we are getting printed the type of b. So type of b is float here. So let us take another variable here, like this time I'm taking variable name c, or we can name, and like we are going to use the name, and inside the name we are going to store a string. So inside these double quotes, whatever we will type will be considered as a string. So let me take my name here. So if I run it now, the value of the name will get changed from 10 to this with my name. Now if we call, like if we call here name, so what it will print for us, it will print my name. And if we run it again here, we are getting this value here, because the last time we run it, then its value was 10, but this time when we run it, its value gets changed. You can see this from here, like here the number is 10 and here 11. So its value get changed from 10 to this string value. Now if we run this cell again, and if we get our, now it executes successfully, now our number is 12 here. And if we run this statement again, if we run this statement again, now you have just checked the number, like here our 12 number is, and here 10 already. Now if we run it, it gets changed to 13. But we can see that here our number also get changed here, like it is 13, here 12, and then 13. So in the sequence in which you run your code, the same sequence will get stored in the variable. Now if we run it again, here it gets changed to 14 and it is now 13, and again if we run it, we are getting the string here. So let us get the type here, like we already said that is string, but let me just use the type function to get the type of this variable. So it is a string type variable, like it stores a string inside it. So let us check another type of data, like boolean, where we have to just select true and false. In between these two we have to select. So how we can store this in it? So now we are taking a variable, so name of a variable is n, and we are going to store true inside it. So now if we run it, it gets stored. And if we check the type of n, and if we execute it now, we are getting bool. So it is a bool type value, like it's string. It's not a string, it is a boolean. So it is true or false condition. So let's take our other bool type variable value here, it is false. So now if we run it, it executes successfully. And if we run m here, and if we run it, so we are getting false here. And to type the check the type, we are going to use the type function, and we are going to call m inside it, the name of our variable. And if we execute it now, we are getting bool type. So internally, true stores 1 and false stores 0 inside it. So here if we run n plus m, so our, what will be our expected output? So our expected output will be 1, because n is 1, because true is 1 and false is 0. So 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So earlier we have seen that value of true is equal to 1. So let us see this in action in our code. So true multiplied by true. So what will be our output? Our output will be 1, because if we multiply 1 by 1, so its output is 1. And if we run it for true multiply by false, so now our expected output will be 0, because if we multiply 1 by 0, 2 is 0. Now if we try to divide true by false, now if we run it, what we are expected to get? We are we are actually dividing 1 by 0 here. So if now we run it, we are going to get an error, division by 0. So this is a 0 division error. Actually this is an exception which we will handle further in our exception handling video, where we will see that how to handle such type of exceptions, because if we write a program and inside it, like just we create a calculator, and our calculator is someone divided 1 by 0, so we can't let him to crash our app. So we have to handle such type of errors there gracefully. So the next type of variable which we are going to study here is complex type. So let me name of variable c. So c is our variable, and inside the c, the name of variable could be anything. Inside it, we are going to take a complex number. So what is a complex number? Complex number is a combination of real and imaginary numbers. So let me take here a complex number here, like 5 plus 2j. Now if we run it, it executed successfully. And if we check the type of our variable here, so what is the type? If we run it, we are getting complex number here. Like the type of our variable here, the value it gets stored is of complex type. Like in our mathematics, we use I here like iota, but in Python we cannot use I. If we use I here, then it's already showing us in a red color that it could not understand the variable after the 2. So now if we pass capital J here, now also it is recognizing that it is a complex type. Like here it did not give us any error. But if we use any variable, then then j, it will give error to us, like any type of variable instead other than j here. So if we check the type of c here, it is complex type. So now for example, if we want to get real or imaginary number from our variable, so how we will get this? So in Python, there are built-in functions, like first we take the name of the variable, then we have to use dot, and after dot we are getting real and imaginary option here. So if we want to get the real number here, we have just to run it, and we can see output here as 5. So this is our real number. In same method, if we want to get the imaginary number, imaginary part of our variable, so we are getting 2 as the imaginary. J is just a notation to notify Python that it is an imaginary number. So guys, that's it for today lecture, and inshallah tomorrow we will see about string slicing and indexing. So that's it for today. Bye. Allah Hafiz.